Right.
Yeah, good to roll.
This is Mickey Rivers here with Weasel News, and I'm speaking with Mr. K outside of Pillbox Medical after a devastating bombing attack earlier this evening. Now, Mr. K, were you a witness to this
Yeah.
dangerous and horrible attack?
Oh, I'm more than a witness, okay? Hear me out. I am an exposer. I know the truth of what happened today at the hospital. And it might not be what you think it is. Earlier today, I went by the PD just to check on those little fucking scumbags over there, and I see them walking around with big, you know those big orange containers you see at construction sites? I see them walking around with those, carrying them in handles filled up with some kind of dark charcoal looking grayish powder, you know? Very similar to thermite. I've used thermite many times. You know, I may have robbed a few things in my past, but I'm a good guy now. So I thought nothing of myself. Maybe they confiscated it, right?
Right.
Now, I was supposed to have a little right or wrong therapy session today with my therapist, but she needed to get approval from the cops. So she tried to call the cops earlier, and they told her, sorry, we cannot sign you off for this ride along right now. We're busy setting something up. Odd, right? 5 or so minutes later, the explosion goes off at the hospital.
Oh, fuck, Lord.
Shit gets
my
blown
God.
up, and the cops seemingly appear very quickly and set up very quickly, like they knew this was gonna happen. Very, very suspicious that the cops were setting up for something before it even happened. Interesting.
I see. So, you say you saw the cops set up very quickly. How many cops arrived on the scene?
Many cops, many, more than I can count. It's like they had the whole force on standby close by.
Okay. And did you get a chance to have a first-hand look at the carnage from the explosion?
Oh, I saw it, and I'll tell you. Randy Ball, come on over here. Explain to these people what thermite smells like and what you smelled at the hospital.
Of course.
This is Randy
Hello.
Ball, the thermite expert. Introduce yourself.
Hello, name's Randy Bullet, thermite god of the city. Thermite is actually made of aluminium oxide and iron oxide, which has very distinctive smell. You need a magnesium strip to light it, and I actually saw all particles of this element with the atoms within the hemisphere at the hospital, if I'm being honest, which proves that the cops did it.
I see.
I'd like to add one more thing, all right?
Go ahead.
I shook the hand of Sergeant Moulton, and everyone knows that aluminium is pretty sticky, and all over his hand was magnesium, aluminium, iron. It was fucking disgusting, man.
Yeah. There's more to the story.
So you would maybe even say that it was he was in it up to his elbows.
Exactly. Elbow deep.
Now, Mickey, it gets worse. After this,
Oh my.
well, as everybody knows, Jasper's a very wanted criminal for murdering people. After all this went down, guess whose body we saw there? Jasper's body looks like it was torn up, shredded, filled with shrapnel, all types of things.
My
Looks like
God.
he was blown up. You know why the cops have been searching this guy for a long time? I figured they got upset and finally said, we got our chance right here. He's at the hospital. Let's blow it the fuck up, putting everyone's life at risk, taking people out of jobs, injuring people, causing chaos in the city, terrorism, all to catch one criminal, forgetting the fact of what they're here to do, protect and serve, within the rights of the law. They've gone fucking haywire. You can't, this is ridiculous, Mickey.
My
Now,
God.
I actually have a former terrorist on standby as well. Ramya Rahim is kidnapped and killed multiple judges
Yes, let's
before.
bring in this terrorism expert.
Come on in, Rami, tell him about this.
He also let Jasper stay at his house for a while.
Sir, what can you tell us about your credentials as a terrorist?
Hello, guys. Name is Ramya Rahman, former terrorist and known expert in stuff like this. This was definitely terroristic acts.
All right, what sort of hallmarks of this attack led you to believe that it was performed by terrorists?
Well, I could have heard them say PD gang on their way out of that thing. It was disgusting. I saw Metzger there give him the aluminum and the thermite for them to light it on fire. He was supplying them with it. It was insane. You had to be there. Now the thing is, on top of that, they started shooting people that approached the explosion, so nobody could go in there and save anybody.
Yep.
It's terroristic to me, honestly.
Multiple HOA were shot. That's just correct. Now, I also
Oh
have
my
one more
God.
expert, Mickey. One more expert.
Yes.
Now, I have a communications expert who's known for having the best meetings in the city. Now, after all this went down, we approached a few cops and asked them why they blew it up. And they responded in a very odd fashion, not denying it. Mr. Poston, please come up here and dissect these conversations.
Yes, Mr. Poston,
problemo.
please
How
introduce
you doing,
yourself and your
Mickey?
credentials.
Hello, my name is Vinny Stone. I am the king of meetings. As we approach these cops, these individuals, and we're talking about the actions that happened and the stuff that happened in the hospital, they were very, very vague. They didn't want to talk to us much. We asked them, we approached them, we told them about what happened and what we thought happened with the cops, and they wouldn't answer us. They didn't give us a straight answer at all.
They didn't deny it.
They didn't
actually
deny it not
left.
once. They literally never said we did not have any action in this and just walked off.
They
see,
said,
I
well,
see.
you got to do what you got to do was one of the replies.
So as a communications expert, reading between the lines, what do you believe they were actually saying?
They were just trying to cover their story that they know what they did was fucked up and they got caught for it.
Remember, one of even the officers just fled. He couldn't even fucking answer the question.
I believe there was Tessa Lamb of the BCSO. We came up to her, asked her a few questions, and she actually laughed in our face, said ha 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 ha, ha, and then ran, just left,
I see,
and crashed
I see.
into a fucking wall.
So using the combined expertise that we have here and what you've witnessed here today, what would you say is the prime suspect for this horrendous bombing attack?
PD.
Are there any individuals within the PD that you think were the primary drivers of this terrorist attack?
Thomas Metzger, Sergeant Lance Moulton.
It would have to be the
Brian
higher-ranking
Knight.
officers, because that's where the power comes from, right, Mickey?
Yes, indeed.
And
All right.
did you notice, hold on, I got something else, Mickey. Did you notice Divine was dressed in snow camo to blend in? Maybe he's the one that detonated the bomb?
This wasn't a random occurrence, Mickey. This was all planned, and the cops knew what was happening. They knew what was going on. They did it for a
see.
reason.
Maybe Dominic Toretto.
Quite a
has something to do
coincidence
with
that
this.
no suspects have been named, or they're not even trying to find out who blew up
Yeah.
the hospital. All they're trying to do is take Jasper's body. They don't
Yes.
care who did it. Kind of
These are
odd,
all
right?
very interesting questions indeed.
Wouldn't they be frantic? Wouldn't they be putting notices out? You know, after it was blown up, Mickey, the only announcements that were going out was for the capture of Jasper's, not for anybody on information of the hospital blowing up.
Yep.
And Jaspers was already in
Yeah.
custody, so why are they making state announcements about it? Makes no sense.
This is very true.
Right.
They're trying
Now,
to sway the
I must
people.
ask you, gentlemen, have any of you gentlemen seen the exclusive Weasel News footage
Oh.
of the attack from outside?
Beautiful
Oh,
footage.
100%
Beautiful footage.
explicit.
Only Weasel
Yes.
News could do it.
Mickey,
Beautiful
Now,
footage.
please tell me, how did that make you feel having to watch that replay?
Disgusted.
It made me sick to
Disgusted.
my stomach because before this
Unsafe.
all happened, Mickey, I was starting to think like, this is weird. What's going on? They're setting something up. I seen them carrying big bins of powdery substance that looked like thermite.
Disgusting.
You wanna know what else is funny?
Sick to my stomach.
You guys wanna know what else is funny? Is I mean, Metzger spends a lot of time in his office. He's probably had a lot of time to plan this one, if you guys think about
A
it.
lot of time on the computer, look stuff up.
Yes. An attack of this magnitude would take extensive planning and resources.
Right. I mean, when's the last time you've seen Bob in the field?
This is true.
True.
This is an inside job. It has to be.
That's true. I mean, if anyone would know when Chief Smith has last been in the field, it would be you.
Exactly.
This is true.
Exactly.
Well, it seems like we have a lot of questions and some answers, but the city is going to wait on bated breath until we can continue to investigate and find out what has happened. I want to thank Mr. K and his team of experts for coming out to speak with Weasel News and
Anytime.
sharing
Bro, I can't get a fucking
their
shout
expertise
out.
with us as we try to find out what happened at this horrible, devastating attack that is sure to rock the city for days.
Stay safe, guys. Stay safe.
Stay
Bye.
safe, Los Santos.
And that's a wrap